Hi guys, and welcome back to the Hot Seat. We are live in real time here at the Social Media Shows studio. You're watching your favorite show at 3 p.m. As always, I promise we're going to have an amazing interview today. We have two guests, and our first guest is a master at so many different things. He is in the perfect city for what he does. He manages, he's working at the nightlife, he's emceeing, he's doing entertainment, he's opening up his own agency, he does shows, he sings. Just an all-around marketing specialist and entertainer, which is definitely perfect for Las Vegas. So everyone, please welcome JC Lopez. Hello, welcome to the show. Oh, I just noticed your stone, your necklace.
Oh yes, it's my amethyst piece, and it waves off that negative energy.
Oh, great. I love that. Yeah, you won't find that here.
Yeah, exactly.
So thank you for being on the show. It's
Thank
the first
you.
time meeting. So I'm glad. I love meeting people on the show. It's the best thing about it is
Yeah,
that
I
new
like
people
it.
come
Imagine.
in and you network while we're on TV,
Uh-huh.
which I'm sure you love. So you originally are from California, right? And you've moved around, and you've
Everywhere.
only recently called Vegas home within less than a decade that you've been
Yes,
here,
yes, it's
right?
almost 9 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
I started off running a marketing firm here, and that's why I moved here. Start sales, marketing, worked with Sam's, Costco, did a bunch of stuff, and then after 5 years, I said, I miss entertainment. I wasn't singing, I wasn't performing, I wasn't producing, and I've been doing that my whole life. Since 18, I've been running a theater company, managing the arts, just being out there. And for a while, I loved it. And it was kind of its own art form. You know, I was always speaking at conferences. I was being that motivational speaker. And it was great. But I needed the stage. I needed
Right.
the limelight of singing and producing and working in the industry. So I closed down that, launched an entertainment company. A month later, COVID happened.
And that's called Relentless Entertainment. I want to give
Yes,
that out
yes,
there
yes.
to everybody. But I did hear, because within my research, I did hear you quote one thing, that you're all about starting small and just kind of growing, which is definitely something Las Vegas does. So what really inspired you to do an entertainment agency, especially when you took a break from entertainment and you kind of just jumped into that? What sparked that?
I'm really good at giving people a chance. There's a lot of people that want to be a singer, be an actor, be a drag queen, be in the arts. And there's not a lot of places that give the chance to people who are disenfranchised, who never had the opportunity, who never even tried it. So I wanted to give an opportunity to that. Meanwhile, also being able to give further avenues to the professionals. So kind of literally from the bottom all the way to the top, and just give them everything that they can. Vegas is great because there's a lot of entertainment. It's the city of entertainment, but there's not a lot of local spots that somebody can just say, hey, you know what? I'm like 20 something. I'm a really good singer, but I just want to be in a show. So I said, I want to build that local capacity, because back in LA, I would say, hey, I'm doing a show. Here's an audition notice on Craigslist back in the day.
Yeah.
And I would have 50 people lined up. I've tried that here and had like nobody.
Yeah.
So it was really interesting. There's no local vibe. A lot of people here are brought from all over the states to be on the Strip, to be in shows on Fremont, to be models, to be actors, to be dancers. So I wanted to give a chance to the locals here in Las Vegas to shine. And that's why I started the company. And like I said, at first it was through COVID digital. I started with a lot of entertainment shows online on YouTube. Then when Vegas opened back up, I did a lot of DJ gigs. I did a lot of things on the Strip, Fremont, and I gave a chance to people who had never been on the Strip or on Fremont, a chance to be seen by hundreds of tourists every single day. So that was really my biggest dream, just to give people like me, when I was younger, a chance to say, I just want to try it and shine. And now I see people on TV, on American Idol, on RuPaul's Drag Race, on things like that started off just with a tiny little show and a little dive bar, are now up in lights. And that's my favorite thing about producing an entertainment company. It allows others to shine.
Yeah, because I know your resume, you yourself also perform. You know, the Cat's Meow was one of them, like Hamburger Mary's was one of them. And it's like live entertainment while people are there drinking and they're eating and they're just kind of having the experience of Vegas, right? Just having a great time. And people don't understand that with that comes reading rooms and like being able to interact with whoever comes in the door. It's not like a set show.
Exactly.
So you come from a theater background, though, right? So
Correct.
you had studied in England too, and you did musicals. And so was there kind of a correlation where you're just like, okay, I'm going to go from that stage to kind of more of an improv, more very
Yes,
like
MC life.
vivacious, yeah, just very like in your face type of personal. It's very personal.
It was
theater.
being in Vegas. I mean,
Yeah.
Vegas. I consider myself kind of like a like if Mario Lopez mixed with like Jay Leno mixed with Cher, like
And Adam Lambert.
and Adam Lambert, of
Because
course.
he's
I get that
just
comparison.
You know, great
the look.
personality, yeah.
So I figured, because here, especially nowadays, there used to be a lot of musical theater in Vegas. There used to be a lot of theater shows, plays, musicals. Well, now it's a lot of residencies, nightclubs, DJs. So I kind of just wanted to keep up, So I said, you know what, let me try the nightlife. So I went from, being booked for a gig where I was a singer, classically trained, Broadway, to can you keep a crowd going in a nightclub? And that was a huge jump for me because I was not an upbeat guy. I mean, I kind of still aren't now. I love power ballads. I love drama, theater,
Yeah.
So when they said, we love your power ballads, but can you give us something a little bit more upbeat? I started learning, Gaga and Britney and, upbeats, just really fun, vivacious type of performances. And mixed with my just natural energy as an MC, I was able to really kind of hit it off in Vegas. And I've been really proud of some of the huge gigs that I've had, whether it be, hosting a red carpet fashion event, hosting drag shows all around the city, hosting singer showcases. I'm hosting the Yachty Girls on Saturday, and that's really great. A little show that we built from the back room of the Nerd to now the Ahern, right by the Strat.
Yeah.
And it's been so fun, and I'm very versatile in the sense of whatever the gig is, from corporate to nightclub. I've been able to just step in, have a lot of fun, and I don't consider myself the most amazing singer in the world, but they keep wanting me to sing, so I must be doing something right.
It's the confidence, right?
Yeah.
And you brought up something that I was just about to jump to. So, Day, you're a beverage manager at Virgin Hotel, which congratulations, you're managing so many different, bars and within Virgin Hotels, and it's a very popular hotel with a lot of the young people coming in for the clubs and the restaurants, but then you're also doing, this crazy upbeat nightlife, but also going into character.
Yes.
So how do you find the balance? Is there like a switch that you do, or do you kind of have two different JCs?
Well, what's funny is I'm a psycho. I mean, Gemini.
Yeah.
So what's funny is that there is kind of two JCs.
Oh, there you go.
I'm very introverted,
Yeah.
believe it or not. Where if I'm at home, I just want to play video games. I'm quiet. I just want to chill, relax. But when I'm on stage, it's a whole other person, and he just comes out, and he's very natural. It's very pop in, pop out whenever I want. I see it at Virgin sometimes, where I'm, beverage manager, director, and then as soon as I need to, I say, but I'm also an entertainer.
Yeah.
And it's fun that I get to be this executive person, but also have kind of like a alter ego,
Yeah.
So it's really nice. And lucky for me, they know that. So they want me to do entertainment at some point too. So my knock on wood, in the next few months, I'll hopefully be doing entertainment there. And then all these people who have supported me over the last few years everywhere else, I can bring to Virgin too.
Right, so they can see the versatility and the duality, because that's Vegas in general. And it's the only city you could do that at. Like, I don't think anywhere else you can, be corporate, have this great LinkedIn, and, be the head of all these places, and then all of a sudden you're doing this. And
sing on the side.
With, your shirt off, and you got, glitter and a little, tights on.
Yes.
But how is it, would you say, for you, doing all these things and holding the confidence and then still being able to be like, I can be both? Does it ever drain you in a way where you feel like, oh my God, I feel like I have to be this at work, because you don't want to be too comfortable with your staff.
Yeah, absolutely.
You still want to be respected. You don't want to be seen like, oh yeah, he's fun.
Yeah.
I've seen him, at night.
Yeah.
And then at night, you know, you have your different types of people that you're leading, especially if there are people from your agency.
Try to get respect.
You know, you're trying to gain the boss, but also being seen as someone that's like still marketing yourself, because you're still an actor. You're still out there marketing you as an entertainer. You don't want to throw that away.
Yeah.
And I think the hardest thing for a lot of artists here is to have that balance and not be overshadowed by, okay, now you're helping so many people. Now everyone forgets that you're also doing that as well.
Absolutely.
So do you ever just feel kind of like...
I feel the arts give me the energy to keep going. I always say, if somebody came up to me today and said, hey, you know, we'll make you a millionaire just to perform, I would immediately drop everything and go, right? But obviously in reality, especially with the life nowadays, the economy, you know, maybe 40 years ago when, you know, things, even with inflation, like things were, you know, a little bit cheaper back then. And it was a little bit easier to be a starving artist back in the day, right? Nowadays, it's a little bit harder. Things are, you know, just to have a 1-bedroom apartment. So having a professional life, it's kind of necessary for a lot of people to be able to survive and just kind of live. But the arts are the thing that keep me going. Whether it be behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, it gives me a new air to just keep going and push. And I try not to lose myself in the sense of, you know, I'm still an artist. I want to... I've never created original songs. I still want to do that at some point. You know, I want to record music. I've never done that, believe it or not. And all the connections I've had in life, because I've been mostly theater, you know, which is a completely different world. So I've had to learn how to sing softer and lighter, just in case one day I get asked, hey, I want you to record a song. I've done all types of stages, but I've never done professional like Broadway theater. So if that happens, well, can I drop my life to do 8 shows a week? The answer is probably, right? So I've always prepared myself for whatever comes, I'm ready for. And I'm never type of person to say no because it's hard. I know it's going to be hard, especially entertainment. I mean, for every 10 auditions or pitches you give out, whether it be behind the scenes or front of the scenes, you're going to get, you know, 9 no's out of 1 yes. So for me, it's always kind of they say don't lose your day job until your business really sets off. And that's kind of what I consider it. You know, I feel like for last, you know, 18 years, I've said, okay, what if I make it as a performer? And I was like, okay, I'm good. But I feel like where I really thrive is running a business. So now I'm older. People are starting to say, oh, wow, he's had a huge resume. He knows what he's doing. Let's follow him. So I said, you know what? I feel like my huge entertainment lift will come in my 40s. And I'm 36 now. So I said, I'm kind of almost there where something's going to happen, whether it be corporate entertainment, whether it be my own company, whether it be something where I'll be able to run and help people and build people and live the dream that I've always had, but also make a lot of money from it and not have to be the starving artist. So I've been very lucky. I've been very honored to have had such an amazing professional life, meanwhile also doing the entertainment. But 100 hours a week can be draining. But all I need a week is maybe one solid power ballad somewhere, whether it be karaoke or a stage or something, and I feel like I get a freshness of I remember what I'm doing this for, so it makes me want to keep going.
Art refuels you.
Absolutely.
Basically.
It's my gasoline for life.
Yeah. So this isn't a controversial question that a lot of actors specifically are on two different sides. And I think it depends on whether or not you've done it or not. And you have. So you've actually classically trained as a singer. You've actually done acting in some way, whether it be theater instead of film. The same thing. In a training sense, in a training form, prior to just jumping into professional and trying to just become an actor. Do you think that going to school and having, because I know that that wasn't the primary thing that you did, but it was part of it, so you did have some training. Do you think that kind of has helped you see the arts in a more professional way versus some people think that it doesn't matter?
Right.
I'm
all about, I always tell people on the business side, I talked to somebody 2 days ago and they said, I want to do fashion. So I feel like I need to go to fashion school to learn fashion. And my first question was, well, what do you want to do in fashion? And the answer was, I don't know. So I said, okay, then school is maybe for you. It gives you a little bit of everything, a little sample of every aspect of fashion. But the thing is, once you pick what you really want to get into, get an internship. You might have to work for free for a year or two, who knows? But that experience is just priceless because school can only teach you so much. Because essentially nowadays, there's not a lot of trade schools. You know, like I always tell people, I was like, you're better off going to ITT Tech and getting a trade than going to school for 5 years because you might not learn much. So I'm kind of in the sense of like when it comes to the arts, if you know what you want to do, go for it. Experience is going to be your number one way of really becoming a pro at what you do. But if you just kind of want to see what you're doing, then maybe go to school. You know, it's more of a let's figure stuff out rather than let me master. Because sometimes, you know, sitting in a room, learning about history of theater, learning about, you know, history of music, it's great, you know, but things from the 1700s aren't going to help your voice. Help your piano skills. You know, you can learn all about Beethoven, but it's not like getting on a piano and just playing 5 notes here, 5 notes here, putting it together. So it's really about just figuring out first what you want to do and then just putting 100% of your effort on just getting experience.
Yeah, because if you don't know what realm of music, whether you want to be a composer, whether you want to be someone who just does musicals, there are many realms that you can't focus on one profession.
Absolutely.
Whereas I've noticed a lot, and you might be able to disagree, Vegas is so, let's take any opportunity and then act in comparison to people who actually train for a very, very long time. Right? And so do you ever see when you're dealing with an entertainment agency, you know, so many different personalities where you feel like you have to kind of calm down the scene in a way, how do I say this, where you got to humble everyone.
Tone it down.
For the city, because Las Vegas, like you mentioned, is very different in comparison. We're talking about New York, we're talking about Broadway, talking about Chicago theaters, right? We're talking about LA or like the comic scene.
Yes.
Right here, those scenes are not the same. And since you doing nightlife, I'd love to get your perspective on the type of people and how you deal with having your own agency and being able to be honest and say this job would be good for you because, but this one will not. Exactly. I know that's what you want, right? So how do you deal with that adversity and all those different
Absolutely. I mean, Vegas, it's a city of transient people, whether it be the people that live here or the people that visit. You know, in any one show that I have people from 20 states minimum, from another 5 countries. So you really can't be the one-trick pony. If all I did was Broadway, I wouldn't have many gigs here in town because there's not a very big Broadway pool here. Right. But when I say, oh, I'm Broadway trained, which means I can sing well, but let me sing I Will Survive for this disco-loving older crowd. Or let me do crooners. I did crooners. So we got Best of Las Vegas 2021. And I went from Broadway and nightlife to suit and a glass and singing That's Life, Frank Sinatra. You know, you have to cater to your crowd. So being such a diverse crowd here in Las Vegas, someone has to be versatile and say, hey, this is what I've always done, but this is what they want. So how do I get in here? And it's just getting out of their comfort zone. You know, a lot of people say, this is what I'm good at, this is what I'm going to stick to. And many people have done well with that in the past. But nowadays, people lose interest. Their attention span is like 10 seconds. So, I mean, you have people even like Cher and artists like that say, hey, you know what? I'm going to try ABBA. I'm going to try electric music. I'm going to try, you know, using auto-tune on the song. And then she did When You Believe, and that lifted her off with a new generation. So if people here in Vegas are not willing to go outside of what they think people want and just try new things, they're going to struggle. Because Vegas is the city of everything. In just one show, I'll go from, you know, upscale, like upbeat pop to a Broadway power ballad and wrap it all up with some sort of like mashup. You know, they love creativity and different. And if you dress sparkly and have amazing outfits, you catch their eye. Yeah. And if you don't change that, then you're going to lose their interest. So even in one show, you have to use different outfits. You have to try different genres. You have to try different energies because Vegas, it's a very diverse crowd. Wherein LA, New York, places like that. If you're doing Broadway, you need to be a pro at Broadway because they're there for Broadway.
Right.
They don't want to see a nightclub act on the Broadway stage.
Right.
They want Broadway.
Yeah.
But then if you go to a nightclub, they want nightclub and go-go dancers and productions, lights, fog. So somebody here has to be accustomed to all those things in one show. So it's a lot. And that's why a lot of people struggle in Vegas. But if somebody's willing to go outside their comfort zone a little bit, I promise it works out for the best here.
So you also do emceeing, you also do hosting. You do have a show where you interview drag queens, right?
Dragon singers, yes.
Okay, that's what I think. So how long has that been going on, and what is that experience like? What was the motivation behind doing that show, apart from separate? Because that's now you're doing film version, and then you're sitting down, you're talking to people
Whole
who
new world.
also do live entertainment,
Yes.
right? And which is a different style of entertainment. That's a lot of work behind there. So much respect to the drag queens. They are like it's a lot of work. Like
Oh
I
my
have
gosh,
friends
yes.
that do that, and I'm like, oh my god,
It's
the
a lot.
money and the rehearsing behind all of that
Yes.
is a lot. So tell us about that show, and is that an active thing? Are you doing it often?
Yeah. So I started off with the first season. I mostly focused on drag for the first part, and I'm going to kind of move into singers. But again, it was a chance to get local entertainers a chance to shine. There's some amazing local talent with drag queens, singers, who don't get a chance to really get out there in the limelight. There are some amazing opportunities like RuPaul's Drag Race and The Voice and American Idol. But as we all know, as much as yes, there's some amazing singers there, they look for a specific story. They look for the sob story. They look for this and that. And there's a lot of people that are very talented that don't get a chance to get on things like that. Maybe because they don't look the part. Maybe because they just don't know where to go. They haven't had the opportunity. So I wanted a chance to just sit them down and show the world they're here. Let them promote what they're doing, let them promote themselves, their story, and show people that, it takes a lot of work to get to where somebody's at. Somebody might look like 100%, but it took a lot of struggle, a lot of sacrifice to get there. And I wanted to give that opportunity. So Dragon Singers is a chance for me to take people that I see in the community and put them out there for the world. And of course, I don't have 1 billion followers. I don't have 1 million followers. I don't have that just yet. But regardless, those few hundred that see it now get a chance to say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go to that club and watch them perform. And then they have a new fan. They have somebody else that they can follow. Meanwhile, also learning about 5, 6 other entertainers. So hosting that, same with venues. There's a lot of cool venues here in town that just don't really get the limelight, or maybe have a little bit of older management. So that's why I did a Relentless Entertainment Live, kind of side by side with that, to be kind of the way of promoting local venues that aren't on the Strip, that aren't just on Fremont, and give them a chance to say, hey, they exist here in town. Come check them out. They might be struggling a little bit. So, hey, give them a chance, build them up. And I've had huge... I've had very positive reactions saying, hey, I didn't even know they existed. So I checked them out and I love them, or I went to go see their performance and they're incredible. I normally stick to things I see on TV and go see them, but now I'm following the local crowd.
Yeah.
And they deserve that fame and acclaim, a little spotlight for them. They work very hard, but because they're not on TV, they don't get it. So it's my chance to get them on TV and give them that chance to say, hey, here's my episode. I was on the show. The guy's, interviews a bunch of famous people, and here I am. And let me shine,
In my experience being a host, you learn a lot about people, right? And you learn a lot about different industries, regardless if that's what you do or not. What is something that you've taken from stepping back as the entertainer and always being in the spotlight to just talking to somebody about themselves? What have you taken from that?
There's so many different types of stories, and like I said, on TV and things like that, they cater to a lot of that, but it's almost a little bit dramatized, right? Sometimes someone doesn't have to say, oh my gosh, I almost died to be here.
Right.
They can say, hey, I just struggled for a while, but now here I am and I worked hard. And there's so many cool stories out there, and people just don't get a chance to really get it out there. And sometimes they don't want to. They're scared of putting themselves out there, showing their vulnerability. And I've seen that when they do that, they become more confident. Because it's almost like they put their past to the side and then just say, hey, let's put it aside and just go for it. Because they know they're probably going to struggle again. But it's shown me that people still have that life, that old school, I got to fight till I make it. It's still there. Even though most people think it's died and that it's all manufactured nowadays. It kind of appears that way because TV and social media is so heavy.
Right,
yes. But the fire is still there, and I love that. The old school, let me just go for it. Let me live a life performing, whether or not I get famous, is still there, and I love that. And meeting so many different types of people from different industries has allowed me to see that that fire is still there, so I got to keep building opportunities for those people to shine.
Now, we all know that marketing and arts go hand in hand, and which is why you're so great at it. But is there something besides the arts? You put the arts aside, you chose marketing as your primary, profession, and you're climbing the ladder, not just doing it as a part-time. What is it about it that you just love being, in hospitality? Because basically that's categorized where you are right
Absolutely. It's kind of the other side, right? In order to make a successful show, in order to build a successful production, in order to build a successful event, you need people. So it's allowed me to really understand any type of person, whether they're different races, different types of personalities, different types of lifestyles, right? Because it's different catering to a show to a general audience than to cater to a high class. I have a lot of money audience. So I've learned how to be just very versatile, very flexible, how to change my tone of voice to cater to different types of people. From you good to are you okay? Or everything going well. Different types of words, different types of languages, different types of, intonations and things like that to cater to different people. So I call myself a chameleon. No matter.
You're an actor for real.
Yes, exactly. That's kind of hospitality, marketing. Being a food and beverage manager at Virgin, I see so many types of people, from the people that are just like, I just wanted a little staycation. I've been saving, a few months just to be able to come into this really nice hotel, to I have $10,000 in my pocket, which happened yesterday. Actually, it was really funny. So I talk to all types of people, and I have to be able to relate to them. I don't have $10,000 in my pocket, but I need to be able to make them feel like I'm one of them.
Right.
Whatever level of people, and at the same time make them feel at home. Not be fake, overbearing, or say, oh, $10,000 person, let me treat you better than the other person. Everyone needs to feel equal at home. And that's what marketing and hospitality has taught me. And it's great. I get to get along with everybody. Everyone deserves a chance to have a little fun, just let loose. But some people just like it in a different way than others. Like, I have a guy I met this week who, he was literally at the bar on his phone, did not say one word. Went to the restaurant, ate by himself on his phone, not said one word. And I talked to him and I said, You okay? Like, you feeling good? You having fun? He goes, I've had a blast. I've just been enjoying the atmosphere. And for me, that's obviously, I'm a talker.
Right.
So for me, I was like, oh, wow, like, he's having fun just sitting here. But that's great. We made him feel good by getting him drinks, promoting certain things. I told him, hey, we have a restaurant. You want to check it out too? And he did, and sat there by himself and enjoyed the atmosphere and ate well. And he had a blast. Well, I have other who they
need company.
They need company, and they need to talk to every other person they see. So everyone deserves a chance to just have fun, let loose, whatever way they can. So it's allowed me to really, like I said, become that reflection for them and mirror them and be that chameleon and give them a good time.
Yeah, be their friend in that moment, whether or not you even know their name. Yeah.
Amen.
So let's talk about the faux hog. Is this your signature look? This is everyday JC.
Everyday JC. It's funny. So when I was little, I always had a little comb to the side, like very like old school Frank Sinatra. And my mom was really the one who made that happen when I was little. But I was bullied a lot. I every single day. I say it's like if they put a sign in the front of the school that said, bully this kid. From the nerds to the super popular kids, I was bullied by everybody. I was very universally bullied. Thank God never physically, but it was very mental. So when I got to middle school, I moved, and that was after 15 years of the same. No matter where I went, same kids, same bullying, same situation. So when I moved, I had like a little midlife crisis, and I said, I need a change. And I saw it on TV, and I said, I want a faux hawk. I want that. I saw it on the book. And my mom was very against it. She said no. And they kind of started as very old school traditional Hispanic parents. Now they're beyond
By
liberal.
this point, they're like, you know what? It's fine. I mean, the world would end, you know?
Yeah, exactly. My brother is tattooed and piercings, plugs, which is everything they were against when I was little, which is why I don't have any tattoos or piercings yet. It's all fake. But I said, let me try it. So anyway, long story short, I went from that back to kind of old school look when I got into professional world, because I said they need a certain look.
Yeah.
And I really didn't know myself yet. I studied in England. That's where I really kind of came out of my shell and said, I'm by myself, thousands of miles away from home. And I just kind of learned who I am and said, you know what? I'm really good at this. Hey, I'm going to take this room and I'm going to make a show for 20 people. Or you know what? I'm going to take this lecture hall, get a big spotlight, 3 colored lights, platforms, and build a whole production here. So I started just becoming that person who just really did everything they wanted to set their mind to. And it became a huge thing out there, to the point where, to this day, that theater company is still running and now doing professional productions 2 times a year, showcases all over. And it's so cool to see. But I kind of learned who I was. So as I grew up and got into entertainment, started running behind the scenes. I did retail. I run my marketing firm, entertainment companies, everything. I said, you know what? It's okay to be a little different. So I kind of went back to the faux hawk. And I was running nightclubs, so it was a perfect look, you know? When I was running a club recently, I started with suits. I kind of walked in, and people were saying, oh, he's so scary. Tall dude, scary.
Yeah,
he's
very
so professional.
Right.
So I kind of like had to dumb myself down a little bit in the sense of the look, but be more hip and just kind of more, you know, with the crowd. And I started wearing sleeveless shirts. So no matter how professional, I have my little quick change. And just kind of became that look, and it just kind of worked. It was kind of fun.
Now that's the whole thing.
Yeah, it just becomes it's just me. Yeah, and then I got Virgin, and I said, "Wow, I'm probably gonna have to go back to professional look." And they loved it. They said, "You're in a 3-piece suit, and you have a faux hawk." And we love it. We love individualism. It works.
It works for both.
And
no
I can't
kind of taken aback. I feel like people are just kind of like, okay, cool.
It's just me, yeah. And between my personality and energy and stuff, people just kind of accept it, and they think it's so cool. I get so many compliments on a daily basis about my suits and my full. I have a red suit that everyone else was like,
I really saw that on your Instagram.
Yes, they're like, a red suit? That's very, that's a lot. And they love it.
I feel like if you own it, though, just like, you know, your handkerchief or your pocket square, it's not too taken, like, because you're owning it, it just kind of works. But if anything, people are just looking because it's like, wow, they have the balls to walk in like that.
Absolutely.
But it's not kind of like, oh my God, right? Exactly. Like, there are differences.
It's the energy you bring for it. Like, I always tell people, it's not about what you're wearing and whether it works, it's do you make it work.
Yeah. Do you let the clothes wear you, or do you wear the clothes?
Exactly.
You know?
And you can still be a complete professional and have people respect you at an executive level and have your own unique individuality. So
I think that needs to be normalized more. Right? I
Absolutely.
mean, if that's your style, it's just basic suit or 3-piece, whatever, then that's you. But don't do it just because you think that that's going to make people like you more.
Exactly.
You know? Right. So the next question, we have a couple more questions left, so I hope you don't mind. I mean, I feel like you're really
I love it.
Here, so you love it. I know you mentioned that you really want to, you know, be open to whatever comes your way, whether it be, you know, Broadway, film, recording, writing, blah, blah, blah. But is there something that deep down, regardless of whatever comes your way, opportunities, that you just are like, this is where I want to be, where I will feel like I succeeded, right? What would that be like for
What
you?
would that be?
Is it stardom? Is it Oscar? Is it just agency worldwide? What does that look like for you?
I feel that when I was growing up, I definitely wanted to be the Tony winner, the Oscar winner, and stuff like that. I've realized that I just really thrive when I'm helping others and I'm building others. So for me, if I had an agency where maybe won awards for the company and the things that we've done for the community and things like that. But if I built the next Oscar winner, if the next Tony winner, the next, YouTube $1 million, crystal holder, things like that, I would have done my job in life. I feel like my purpose in life is to build people to be where they want to be and give them the opportunity that they might not be confident enough to do. I'm really good at saying, hey, you have talent, but you're like right here right now. If you kind of hang with me, I'll get you here. I'm not saying I'm the most talented person. I'm saying I can bring your true talent out. And that's what I'm really good at. That's my forte, running things, managing, and giving people a chance to, I kind of say like, make them think that they're bringing it out, even though I'm really the one bringing it out. So that way it builds their own confidence.
Talent manager, in a way.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I think that's, ideal. The reason it started was because I did not have the confidence, the energy, or the talent, honestly, when I started. So I said, well, if they don't want to give me the opportunity, I'm going to give myself the opportunity. So I started producing. And this was at 18 years old, 4 months out of high school. And I ended up getting a chance to produce the first musical in 10 years at my high school. And that lit me up to just say, you know what? If they don't want to give me the chance, I'll give it to myself. So I started producing shows and saying, hey, I'm going to do a showcase. I'm the star. I'm the producer. But I also want you guys to be the star. And everyone's equal. It's like the Knights of the Round Table. I might be the head, the producer, the star of the show, but so are you. So all 10 of us are going to have solos. We're all the star. Each and every one of you is going to have a chance to be in the limelight and have your solo. No one's ensemble. No one's tree number 17. I want all of us to be equals. And that's how I run my companies. That's how I treat my employees. I always tell people I will never ask someone to do something I'm not willing to do.
Yeah.
So people always get confused seeing me in the 3-piece suit and I'm picking up glasses, wiping down tables, and they say, "What are you doing? Who are you?" And I say, "This is my bar.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is my restaurant."
Yeah, and you're setting a good example too, right?
Exactly.
Because it's not just being the boss of people. It's like that. This is what it is. It's doing the hard work as well, and that's how I also got there. Right?
Exactly.
And it's a good example that you're laying. And so I asked this last question to every one of my guests because it kind of sums up who they are as a person. I think, within the interview, everyone learns a little bit about you. They're getting their own take, kind of what you stand for, right? And so the question is there a philosophy that you live by?
I've been, the last few years, I've been definitely living off the philosophy of life is short, but life is long. So live like you have a very short life, but understand that you'll have a long time to be this happy. So I recently, in the last year and a half, had a moment where I had a surgery and I almost died from it. So it made me realize I don't have time to save money to do this or to wait one day or maybe this will happen. I have to make it happen because I could be gone tomorrow. Right. So I tell people, live like you're going to die tomorrow. But understand that once you get there, you have a long way of happiness to go. So I always tell people not to be held back by things that you think are going to hold you back, because that's all mental. You yourself decide whether you will be successful in life or not. You just have to do it. It's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to have a lot of sacrifice. It's going to be hard. But most things that are worth it are hard. So
absolutely.
Just live your life like you're going to die tomorrow, but understand you have a long way to go.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That was beautiful. I love that answer. It's interesting because I sit here, and that's my favorite question, because I sit here and I watch people. Some people are like, I have no idea. Yeah. But then whatever comes out of their mouth basically is like a one sentence
from the inside
of the whole interview. The whole 15, 20 minutes, however long it may be. It just kind of because you can't really fake that.
Yeah.
Even if you don't know and you're talking yourself out of it, you know, it's just something that comes out. And then if you reflect on your life, if someone were to go and either look at your social media or know you personally, it kind of does reflect, and it's kind of like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And not everyone's is the same.
Exactly.
I think in Vegas, a lot of people think all entertainment's got to be the same, right? Like fake it till you make it, or like, you know, keep pushing, perseverance. But it's more than that.
Yeah.
Right. And I like when people are vulnerable enough in this point of the interview to just come out, even if it's just word vomit.
Yeah.
Right. To just be able to express that to the audience and to me, and we just met, so you don't know me, but you're able to be very honest and open and vulnerable with me. So thank you for that.
Well,
And
thank you for
all of
the
that.
chance to be here today.
Thank you. Well, so thank you so much for this interview. I hope you had an amazing time
Thanks, fun.
spending your time here and just speaking your truth, which I genuinely love. So just one last thing, if you want to tell the audience your social medias, and if there's anything on the entertainment side for them to look forward to, whether or not you have your talent performing
Absolutely.
or you're performing at, if you want to tell them that.
Absolutely. So you can find me on all social media under JC Lopez LV. That's JC Lopez Las Vegas LV. This Saturday, I'll be hosting as cruise captain for the Yachty Girls, which is an 80s yacht rock show at the Ahern Theater, which is next to the Strat on Sahara. And it's a super fun show. We are sold out, which is amazing. However, there is a few rooms we can squeeze by, so look up Yachty Girls Las Vegas on Facebook, and you can find a little bit of information on how to get tickets. Every Sunday, I'm at Queen Las Vegas hosting the Queen's Comedy Ball, so you can be the next queen of the ball. Just come on down, enjoy an amazing show every Sunday at 8 p.m., and you can get a chance to get crowned for the night. And then starting May 12th, I'll be producing a drag brunch at Planet Hollywood at Rosa Mexicana, which is going to be an amazing brand new production in an amazing location. And I'm really excited to give a chance to these amazing local queens to get a chance to shine on the Las Vegas Strip in the middle of the action, and it's going to be an incredible time. So make sure you guys follow me at JC Lopez LV or Relentless Entertainment on Facebook and Instagram for all the information. And if you know me, I will be posting every day.
As you should. And are people open to contact you about whether or not they would like to know more about your agency?
Absolutely.
And to get signed or things
Absolutely,
like that? Okay.
yes. If you look up Relentless Entertainment and just want to get signed up for a newsletter or information about future performances and opportunities to perform, to host, I am connected with a modeling agency who's always looking for chances to perform and get booked as well. So just let me know. I am always open. My phone number is on every website, every Facebook page. Feel free to just message me on Instagram, Facebook, text me, and I'm more than happy to be your new best friend in entertainment.
Perfect. Well, JC, thank you so much for being here. I hope we stay in
Thank
touch.
you.
And we can
Yes.
be each other's new best friends in
Absolutely.
entertainment. Everyone, JC, make sure to follow him. Give him a round of applause, everybody. And when we come back, we're not done. We have another amazing, upbeat, vivacious guest to sit in an amazing hot seat. So I'll see you right after this break. Do you have